slam the door. You're driving me mad. Now I'm sad. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of what broke in this transmission. Sometimes you just don't realize how messy the shop is until you're editing your videos. John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions. Welcome back to the channel. I have a transmission on the bench that I've already taken apart and prepped some of the parts. It's for a 68 Dodge Dart with a big old Hemi in it that runs high nines, painted up to look like a Dick Landy car. It's really neat. He's a previous customer of mine. I've done some work for in the past. He just acquired this car less than a year ago, and he's been out there racing it, and the last time he took it out, it quit moving. So I got the transmission all apart. I figured I would, in this video, show you what this transmission had, then show you what I'm going to do to the transmission to make it more reliable, safer, and stronger. So let's take a look at, first we'll go to the part that broke. As you notice that the inner lugs and the pump gear, let's see here. Here we go. On this side are gone, and you can see that's kind of like a powdery styled steel. That's what happened, and that's why it quit moving. And usually when this happens is when the pump gears is being driven under acceleration, and then under deacceleration it goes the other way, and these lugs are much smaller than the receiving grooves in the torque converters. You can see here and here, they're much smaller than the receiving grooves in the torque converter. So what happens is you're accelerating, then you deaccelerate, and then that just snaps them off. Usually it happens during the finish line when they let off the accelerator, or a lot of times I've been seeing that these stock pump gears will break in the trailer or on the trailer, where the guys just shut it off and the car kicks back maybe a little from the compression. That's when they break. So we're definitely going to put a set of thick lug pump gears. I just so happen to have a set right here just to give you an idea of the difference in the size of the lugs. Let me see, I'm looking through the camera lens. Could you see the difference in the size of the lugs there? I put my CRT on there, and then I put the word front. So when you put these in the pump, they go towards the front seal or towards the front of the trans. If you put them in backwards, you're not going to get the converter in all the way. So I made it easier to identify whose part it is, and I made it easier for the customer if they put these in themselves. I know which way they go, but you know, I'm an old guy. I can use a reminder too. So we're going to go ahead and throw this thick lug pump gear in there for him. Also, since this does have a trans brake, and it is trans brake, there's nothing wrong with these. I ran one in the Coronet for a few years until I made my own. Mine's better.
I knew that was coming.
He had the stock 4-pinion Planetary, but so since it's a trans brake, we're going to upgrade the Planetary from a aluminum to a billet steel. But right now, I'm all out of billet steel, and it's probably going to be a bit of a delay before I have them back in stock. So I got 5 and 6-pinion steel Planetaries out of the 47 and 48 RE that I'm going to use on this. And what we do is the teeth are in here are at different pitches. And I'm going to, I have a broach here. I had a broach made that'll convert this 94 and up spline to the 62 to 75 spline. Now, if you go count these inner splines, it's the same tooth count, but the difference is the pitch. And it's measured in degrees. So one tooth pitch will be this way, the next one, and the next one will be less like a roof of a house. The pitches were changed 3 times. The first design is 62 to 75. The second design is 76 to 93. And then finally, the third design, which is this one, is 94 to 06 or whatever. So we're just going to take an already steel Planetary and just broach it. And this is a little bit more economical than making these brand new out of billet aluminum, which I've done really good with those. I sell a lot of them, but I always go to these as a backup. So, and it's a Chrysler part, so it'll work good. And everything that I'm showing you here today, the upgrades that are going to go into this transmission, you can find, you can purchase these parts at their CRT website, which is coperacingtrans.com if you don't know. All right, so that's going to be our upgrade number 2. Also, sorry about the camera moving. The transmission case did not, and I repeat, it did not have a bolt-in Sprag, which is not the end of the world, because we're gonna get them our drag Sprag. So this is our
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Our 16 roller Sprag. Other people sell a similar product. I'll crack this baby open so you can see it. It comes with the bolts, 4 bolts, 4 ferrules, and 4 washers. And it's a 16 roller. So it's got 16 spring of rollers on it. Let me turn the camera down a little bit better. Now, the one thing, if you folks are gonna be putting these in yourself, see how it's not holding now? It's freewheeling both ways. That happens when the springs, when this spring retainer comes undone. So you got to be careful. This is kind of a neat tool that I never use, but I have a few of them around here. It's called a lip wizard, and it was from Transtech. It used to come in all the overhaul kits. It doesn't anymore, and it's used as a lip seal tool. Just go around and put the seal in. like so. I don't use this because I usually keep my fingernails a little bit on the long side, and I just use my nails to go in there. A good builder will always have longer fingernails. Not girl fingernails, just a little bit longer. But if you wanted, I believe there's a guy on eBay that sells these lip wizards for like $5. I'm not sure the price, but I got a couple of these laying around the shop that I use once in a while on transmissions that are a little bit more difficult to put the piston seal in. But a torque flight, I just use my fingers. Well, today is Wednesday.
Tonight is your night, bro.
And we're back on this build. And yesterday, I assembled the transmission without the camera on. It's not that I forgot. It's really not a how-to. I'm just showing you folks what we do here sometimes. And not only that, yesterday, even though it's been a little bit light and I've been really enjoying it, it was a little crazy. There was a lot of orders that I had to stop to go help my daughter with, and phone calls and some other things like that. So I don't like turning the camera on unless I am here by myself, you know? It's just because I get pulled away all the time. So I got the transmission. I'll show you. Just about assembled, and then put the valve body pan, the filter, the linkage on, and it's all ready to go. So the valve body was clean, everything was good. This is the second one of these style valve bodies I had in here in like 3 weeks. And on was it part 2 of the Pro Trans video I was doing, I was explaining that. Let me turn the camera down so you can see this better. I was explaining that this valve always leaks, and then when you energize it, it closes, and then the fluid backs up to a trans brake valve, which is right here, and it strokes, and then it allows oil to go from passage A to passage B, which fills the direct clutch. I mistakenly said there was 2 valves, and there's only 1, so I wanted to correct that. I wanted to make sure I corrected that. But yeah, this was a good build. And I know you're probably saying, well, I thought you stopped doing transmissions, John. And I kind of did, but it's been a little light. And this gentleman that owns this Hemi Dart is a previous customer and local, so that I like take care of my customers who I've done business with in the past, and it's been a little light, and so I'm not gonna go back to shipping transmissions all over the world again. That was just crazy, you know. The stress was unbelievable, and actually it's been kind of nice and enjoyable here lately at CRT with see if I can hold the camera up and do this at the same time. Wow, I did it. I don't know how clear you can see that. Auto exposure. Says Val Body, King of the Chicago, which is a little Abe Froman, Ferris Bueller joke we got going on between me and my friends. I have dabbled a little bit in doing transmissions, and honestly, I forgot how much I love doing it, you know. And since it is a little light, it's really nice. It's really enjoyable to kind of get back in the groove, you know. To do a transmission again. So I'm kind of digging it, you know. Already air checked this. I already did the band adjustment. I already checked the overall end play. Sometimes you gotta fudge with it just until you get it just right on that park rod. Actually, this valve body, it had a production date on it, but it's on the other side. I thought it was like from the mid 2000s. So yeah, it's been very enjoyable here lately. It's been nice and calm. I mean, yeah, I have my spurts of craziness. It's really weird. The phone won't ring for hours, and then all of a sudden, everybody calls. And then the phones just go nuts for about an hour or two, and then they die down. But the good thing is, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means.
Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro.
It means Friday's coming. And this Friday, I'm gonna finish my Power Wagon and get it running. I mean, it runs, and I got 10 minutes of the cam shaft breaking in a new cam, and then the water pump started leaking. Well, I find out it wasn't the water pump. It was a radiator hose clamp that wasn't on straight. So I fixed that and pressure tested. It's all good to go. So I'm hoping this Friday I gotta go get plates for Elaine's new car. I gotta get plates for the boat trailer, which is on 30 and 41. which is the crossroads of America, the only true crossroads. Right across the street from there, I gotta go get some blood work done. Then it's right across the street from White Castle, so I gotta pick up 2 sliders. Then come to the shop, and all I plan on doing all day is finishing that truck, and it shouldn't take long. I think I gotta. Damn it! I lost a washer. Oh, finishing the Power Wagon. I should get it done. Now is a great time to be driving it because it's the truck doesn't have any air conditioning, and it'll be it's a nice time, you know. What is it? 50s and 60s during the day and some 40s at night. And I can drive it all the way up to the first snow. So I gotta get my ass going on that truck. Yeah, this unit turned out real nice. I got a bunch of nice pictures of this car, this Dart. The customer, his name's Jason, local guy. He races this at, his home track is 41, which is my home track. So I'm going to try to hook up with him next year when the track opens and get some footage of this car going down the track. Because, man, it does some good wheelies. Last year I didn't go down the racetrack not once. Not one time. This year I did. I raced in Sikeston, Missouri at the No Name Nationals with all the rest of my YouTuber friends. And that really was a great time. I need to get to the track a little bit more. But, you know, the cottage is kind of new, and I really enjoy spending very relaxing time on the boat. And, man, that's what I'm all about lately. Minimizing stress and enjoying life. Enjoying work. And hanging out with my friends and my family. This is the pan he had, and it's a little, it's got like, I bet he's got TTI headers. Because this is like, to keep the heat off the side of the pan, and it's on both sides, you know. And I did decide to stud this. At first, when I quoted this job for him, I crossed out the stud kits, both for the mount and for the pan. But I just really like using these. You don't have to worry about stripping the bolts out. You can take the pan and on off 1,000 times. Not that we need them to take the pan on and off 1,000 times, but the stud kits are really nice. And if you guys there, your viewers, will like to use a stud kit, I have them for the trans mount. They come with the washers and 2 nuts, and I have them for the oil pans. I've been hoarding parts, but every time I see a core with a trans mount on it, I take these factory reinforcement plates that go between the trans mount and the nut, and they originally, you'd put the trans mount on and you put these on. I really like using these on all my cars that I have. And I don't really have a lot of them. I used to give them to customers when I do a build, but then I realized I was giving too many of them away. So I think I got, I don't know, 6 or 7 sets. But if you guys are going through the junkyards, or you're seeing junk cores and it's got the factory mount on it, and it's got these 2 factory reinforcement plates underneath the nut, grab them. This really does help reinforce the transmission mount from tweaking or bending, and I love using these things. Little tip from your Uncle Johnny. Alright, I gotta tilt the camera up. So I end up putting the 6-pinion Planetary in here. The 5s never showed up. And the 5s are getting hard to find. The 5-pinion steel Planetaries. Normally I'd stick my 4-pinion billet steel Planetary with bearings in here, but I only have a few left, and I'm saving those for the build it yourself kits. And I have them on order. The raw material is in. The machining has yet to take place. Then they have to go out and get broached. That takes a month. I always use the reusable gaskets with these steel oil pans. These seem to work the best. See if I can roll this over without having the camera bounce. All right, well, that does it. She's done. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Cooling line fittings, neutral switch, linkage, speedometer. Had a 41 tooth speedo gear in it. I have to put on his dipstick. Where's the dipstick? But after this, I do have a small block that I took apart. Just a small block, 727. I'm probably just going to put a reverse manual valve body in it. Racing clutches and whatnot. All right, do we remember how this worked? Like a coupler. There we go. And is the top that way too? It is, yeah. It's to keep you pull back on there and pull it off. I think this may be a low car. I don't know, let me look. Does it say low car on it? It does. And this is actually the one that's quite big. You don't need an eyedropper to fill it. You ever see some of those real early low car ones? Or this may be old, I'm not sure. Maybe they make two different ones. All right, the dipstick's on. And there you go. Hopefully my next video is going to be me driving the Power Wagon. Boy, that'd be nice. I really want to get that done, so. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a few pictures of this car. What it looks like. I don't have no video. I will next year. But I haven't seen it in person. By the pictures, it looks nice. And And this is all done. So I'm going to probably do I'm not going to video the next one. So anybody out there wants a small block 727 with a stock drum or reverse manual valve body, let me know. If you want any changes to it, like you do want to build a drum or anything like that, then you better get a hold of me within a week, because I'll probably have it done by next Wednesday. So, all right, well, thanks for checking in, and thanks for watching, subbing, subscribing, liking, sharing, and Mopar to you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Well, come on, pretty baby, won't you walk with me? Come on, pretty baby, won't you talk with me? Come on, pretty baby, give me one more chance. Try to save our romance. Slow down, baby, now you're moving way too fast. You gotta give me a little loving, give me a little loving. Oh, if you want our love to last. Well, I used to take you home, baby, after school, carry your books home too. I need your loving, baby, oh so bad. The best little woman I ever had. Slow down, baby, now you're moving way too fast. Now roll. You gotta give me a little loving, give me a little loving. Woo! If you want our love to last.
Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro.